This is Katie Clancy, Chief House Hawker at the Cape House at William Ravis.
And this is Sarah Lapsley Martin of Team Martin Lapsley at Kinley Grover, and this is What's Good Cape Cod, where we show you Cape Cod through the eyes of a couple of locals.
Each week, we'll introduce you to a person, a place, and a thing that we think you should check out this week.
And this week, our person is Parker Monte, our place is the Cape Cod Commission, and our thing is the Taylor-Bray Farm.
All right, so Sarah, tell me about our person this week.
So our person is Parker Monte, and he's just a young kid.
He's our youngest person so far, yeah. Right? I think, right?
Yeah, he's amazing. He's truly such an amazing kid, and the reason we're featuring him is because of his involvement in the Sandwich Pan Mass Challenge Kids Ride. So this ride was actually started in 2017, and he was an active participant that very first year and has been every year up until now. So the ride is for kids aged 3 to 14, and it gives them an opportunity to really participate in the Pan Mass Challenge in their own way and raise money for the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. And you know, like him, as like so many of us, he's been affected and had family members pass away from cancer. So what a great way for him to give back and really show kids that, you know, how to be involved. I just think it's amazing. And this, even though it's called the Sandwich PMC ride, it's not just for Sandwich residents. That just happens to be where it starts. And the riders there's like 4 different levels because it's for kids. So there's a supervised ride for the 3 to 6 year olds. Then they could choose a 4 mile, a 10 mile, or a 13 mile. So it really does have different levels for the age of the kid. And it's such a cool ride because it is along the canal. So it's just a beautiful view. And Parker has actually, so since 2017, he's raised between $1,600 and $2,100 each year.
Wait, how old is he now?
Let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want to say he's about 10 right now.
He's 10. So he's 10 and he's 3 years into this. And every year he's raised over $1,000 on his own. Of course, if he asked me, what am I going to say? No.
Yeah, right.
Hello, you adorable little boy raising money for cancer. Yeah.
I think he's 9 or 10. So, but it's just such a great thing for him to do. And unfortunately, this year it's been postponed. So they're really hoping for a fall ride. So he does have his own website. It's www.parkermonte.com. And just a reminder that all the donations do go directly to Dana-Farber.
Awesome. Oh, that's so cool. Awesome. Good stuff. Okay. What is our What's Good place? Actually, I know what our What's Good place is.
You go for this one.
This week, yeah. So our What's Good place is the Cape Cod Commission. Now, stay with me. This sounds like it might be a snooze, but it's not. The Cape Cod Commission is a think tank on Cape Cod. It is a place, it's a clearinghouse for research that is being done about, you know, the state of things economically, environmentally, and what otherwise on the Cape, where lots of different organizations go collaborate with the Cape Cod Commission to, you know, make plans. Like towns are working with them to figure out, all right, how do we figure out this wastewater thing? It's where the research is happening. It's where the data can be found. And if you're a data nerd like me, I love it. But if you're also just a historian or curious or want to be involved in like facts, they're not a political organization. They've just got information. It's the place to go. And one of the just kind of cool, quirky things that you can do is like, look at your neighborhood and you can see these maps layered on one another year after year to watch how it's changed over the decades. And you can go pretty far back. I know they have some really old stuff in the archives. I don't know exactly how far back they go. But one of the things they did during COVID was they spearheaded the effort to create a heat map to figure out where it was showing up on the Cape. So Cape Codders or anybody can go and check that out. They can look at their own zip code, like really granular, like wow, where is this actually happening, to sort of get a sense of it. It's something that I'm very proud that people say, oh, the Cape is rural. It's not, but we don't have our big city stuff, but we have some really sophisticated stuff happening here and some incredibly bright minds working on really important stuff. I wanted to make sure that they got a shout out
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. That's a great shout out.
Yeah, absolutely. And they get involved in regulatory stuff too. So, sometimes you'll hear a developer grumble, well, I have to get Cape Cod Commission approval for this, that, and the other thing. And it is true, that's, they've got this really long vision. And sometimes, they just have the facts like, well, if you do that, then this is going to happen. So we can't do that. So,
Right.
yes. So that was our place. What is our what's good thing this week?
So our what's good thing is the TaylorBray Farm in Yarmouthport.
I love that
So
place.
I know, I love it. So just getting out there and going to visit the animals. So this is such a cool spot. So I did, some research about it because I didn't know enough about it. And it's actually 23 acres of town land. The farm was established back in the 1600s, and there's actually a house and a barn there that was built between the late 1700s and early 1800s. And it's, Taylor-Bray. So it was owned by the Taylor family first, then the Bray family, then the Williams family, and now it's actually run by the town of Yarmouth. And there's a Taylor-Bray association that helps as well, but it's owned by the town, which is nice that they're preserving it. They've built about 10 years ago an 180-foot boardwalk that goes out over the Black Flats Marsh. So that's another really cool thing. You can see the animals and then walk out over the flats. It's just a gorgeous spot for bird watching out there. And then of course all the animals. So they have sheep, they have cattle, donkeys, goats, several different varieties of chickens, and their newest addition are the baby goats, and they're named George and Henry, and they're adorable, and you need to go visit them before they get too big. Well, they're still baby goats.
Yeah, it's very cool. And I'm sure it won't happen this year, but the sheep shearing, like the sheep festival.
Yeah, so unfortunately, it's in June, and it was canceled for this year, but I agree. Just to see a sheep being sheared, it's incredible.
The sheep shearing, and then the herding dogs. Yeah. They had herded the sheep and the goats up on this fallen tree. You've seen that, probably.
Yes,
yeah.
It's amazing.
And the first time that I went to, we always called it Bray Farm because it's Bray Farm Road that takes you down there. But the first time I went to Taylor-Bray Farm, I felt like I've never been to Ireland, so I can't say, but all the pictures I saw, I was like, this is like Ireland. You've got the Highland cattle, like with the big horns and the big fluffy, furry heads, and just roaming around, and then so you've got this, vast like farmland, and then beyond that is just the marshes and then the ocean.
It's a gorgeous view. Agreed.
Just a peaceful, wonderful vista. And it's right there in our backyard. Really a treasure. That was a really good pick. So
and it's kind of hidden. If someone doesn't know about it, they might not know, but it's a great spot to go check out and just, watch the animals, and it's so cute.
Yeah, I love it. All right, so that was our person, place, and thing for this week. If you keep following us, before long, you'll know Cape Cod like we know Cape Cod.